Hey folks, welcome to Recovery Church. I think I'll start with a joke today. Okay. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? They both have the same middle name. John, come on, laugh. John, come on. Oh, there's a laughter in the back. Hey folks, I'm going to introduce John today, and he's going to talk to you a little bit. But if you've been watching John's journey as I have, and the church had, Buddy and Amy, it really moved me to share this with you. And I want to talk about being real. Being real is a result of being transformed by the love of God. It's not about wealth or beauty or power or, heck, good joke telling. Heck, most of the time it's suffering, failing, and waiting. Maybe that's why we sometimes miss it. I think the wise old horse in the classic children's story, if you remember this one, if you're an old buck like me, John won't remember, is the velveteen rabbit that says that it's well, as he explained to the stuffed bunny. So that the story is about a stuffed bunny, we can call him John, who wants to be real, wants to have purpose, wants to have a relationship, wants to love on others. Doesn't happen all at once, the Velveteen Bunny said. You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen to people who break easily. And on Recovery Journey, you see people relapse and break easily. Or maybe they don't get the next check, or maybe they can't pay the rent. People who break easily, who have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off. So, John's got a little way to go yet. And your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints, and you get very shabby. And that's what happens on our journey. But these things don't matter at all. You know why? Because once you are real, you can't be ugly. Except to people who don't understand. Today, I just encourage you, be real. Open yourself up to God and His transforming power. Amen. John?
Hello, everybody. Welcome and good morning, unless you're watching this at night. So, this is a perfect time for acceptance with an A. Not accept, but act. Acceptance. Acceptance. Because right now, with everything that's going on, I find myself getting distracted and feeding into like all this stuff. And even though it's current and it's happening, there's nothing that I really can do except for take the precautions to prevent myself from getting sick and transferring it to somebody else. Other than that, there's no reason to feed into it. So acceptance is key right now, and it's important that I remember to not be afraid. I need to just continue to walk in love with God. There's nothing that I have to be afraid of, because right now I'm firmly planted in this moment, and there's nothing happening to me. I'm blessed to have certain things going on in my life that are beneficial for me, but it's no reason for me to be distracted and get off course and start going crazy in my head, which I was going to allow myself to do. Excuse me, let me sit this down. So acceptance is key. So I'm going to go ahead and read that for you guys. Acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly exactly the way it is supposed to be at that moment. At this moment, nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. That's a fact. Unless I accept my life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. That's a true thing right there. I need to concentrate on what needs to be changed in me and my attitude. And that's exactly what I chose to do a couple of days ago. And I feel as a direct result for that, God is working miracles in my life, huge blessings. And one of the biggest blessings was just letting go. I was in the river, as we all are. We're riding the wave, but sometimes we're not going with the flow. I was swimming upstream. I was hurting myself, not physically, but mentally and emotionally by concentrating on what I didn't have instead of what I do have. And what I have is, I have my life. I have my health. First and foremost, I have the love of God. And I chose to be happy, which is definitely a choice. And I stopped worrying about all of that stuff. And I just let go. And it was such a peaceful feeling to let go of that fear. And then, like I said, as a direct result, God started blessing me. And the first blessing was the freedom to release the chains of fear. I saw a post on Facebook that there's a senior citizens home a friend of mine works at. A member of AA was asking for us to donate stuff if we had the ability to do so, purchase snacks individually wrapped so that the patients could have them, or if you had a tablet that you didn't use or could donate to the senior citizens old folks home, then to do so as well. And I have one, and I decided, well, okay, I'll go ahead and donate to them. I did have a tempting thought that, actually, that's mine, and I could use it for me, so no, I'm not going to do that. And then I went right back to the first thought, no, I'm not going to be selfish, and I'm going to go ahead and take that to him. So I went over there to my friend's house from AA, like I said a couple of minutes ago. And as soon as I got there, dinner was ready. It was perfect timing. Ate dinner, had an AA meeting over Zoom, and it was really cool, the little phone app and everything. And then was blessed with some arts and crafts, gave him the tablet, and he told me about a position that had become available due to necessity at the retirement home, old folks home, senior citizen home. You choose one. I don't know what it is. There's people there that aren't as young as I am. So the result of, for me, I believe that the result of being positive and knowing that God had my back, that was when I got out of the way and I allowed God to make moves. Because see, God's making moves, but sometimes we step in the way, and that was a door that I wasn't holding closed for myself. And had I been selfish and not brought that out there, I wouldn't have been told what I was told. So I applied for the job, I did a phone interview, and I start this Tuesday. I will be the first of this company's patient care assistant, and then anybody that comes on next after the fact would be I would be the senior to their position. So just the long and the short with that is, it is definitely necessary for us to get out of the way. We got to get out of our own way. We got to get out of God's way. I know that in my life, many times I stifled my blessings because first of all, I wasn't prepared, I wasn't ready, and I didn't use acceptance. And God can't work with that. Well, God could do anything. God won't work with that because that's not going to be a valuable lesson for us. But when you get out of the way and you realize that everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be right now, right here, in this moment, then you stop worrying about what can I change. And you can start to focus on what you can change inside yourself. And again, I stress, when I changed that feeling inside my chest and in my head that everything is going haywire and what am I going to do, then I knew exactly what to do, was to be happy, because that was the only actual choice. The only real choice for me was to just remain positive. no matter what takes place, if I'm alive and I have God in my heart, that's all I need. I don't need this cup of coffee, although it tastes really good. I don't need my fancy little scooter I ride around on because I'm capable of walking. I don't need, what I'm saying is the material possessions that sometimes I fear to lose, because they can all be gotten back. And even without them, those aren't what bring me to God. It was my choice to be happy and to stay walking in love that have kept me in the flow and the proper direction going forward instead of thinking backwards. And that's definitely something that I would hope that all of you can focus on, try to do for yourself. It's going to take work. You know, that's what we know about recovery. It's work, work, work. You have to want it and you have to act on it. And I would encourage you to do that. I love you guys. Now I'm leaving.